Life is a marathon, and every step we take is an investment in ourselves. But sometimes the people around us become roadblocks instead of support. You give, you trust, you show love, and they betray it. Hurt isn't just an accident, sometimes it's a choice. And when someone hurts you on purpose, the real power lies in how you respond. This isn't about revenge. It's about self-respect, growth, and claiming the life you were meant to live. You see, life teaches us lessons in ways we sometimes don't want to see. There are people who come into your life not to build, but to test, to push, to break. And sometimes it's not obvious at first. You think it's a mistake, that it was just a one-time slip. You tell yourself, maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe they are going through something. But the truth is, hurt that comes on purpose doesn't happen once. It's a pattern, and patterns don't lie. They repeat themselves until you notice them, until you wake up to what's really happening. Think about it for a second. How many times have you forgiven someone because you wanted to believe in the good in them, only to find yourself in the same situation again a few weeks or months later? They push your limits in ways that leave you questioning yourself. They disrespect your time, ignore your boundaries, and treat your feelings like they're optional. At first, it feels like confusion, like, did I do something wrong? Did I overreact? But that confusion is the mask of manipulation. When someone hurts you intentionally, they're watching. They're seeing how much you'll tolerate, how far they can bend you, how much weight you'll carry before you finally snap or step back. This is where awareness becomes your weapon. Awareness isn't just seeing what happened, it's seeing the pattern behind it. It's connecting the dots that you might have ignored out of love, loyalty, or hope. It's realizing that repeated behavior isn't random, it's a choice. Someone who consistently breaks promises, constantly manipulates, or intentionally diminishes your value is not a victim of circumstance. They are choosing their action. And when you recognize this, everything changes. You stop giving excuses. You stop making room for their errors. You stop thinking maybe next time will be different. Let me paint a picture. Imagine a friend who always asks to borrow money, who always has an emergency, who always promises to pay it back but never does. At first you help because you care. You think maybe this time it's different. But weeks pass, months pass, and nothing changes. The pattern is obvious, but hope keeps you blind. That's why awareness is so important. When you finally see the repetition, you can respond differently. You can protect yourself. You can stop being hurt by the same actions over and over. It's the same in relationships. If someone you love, someone you trust, who twists your words, makes you doubt your reality, or dismisses your feelings, they apologize, you forgive, and life goes on. Or so you think. But the cycle repeats. Gaslighting, manipulation, betrayal, they come back. Testing your patience, testing your love, testing how much you'll allow. Recognizing the pattern is the moment you reclaim control. It's the moment you say, I see what you're doing and I won't be part of it anymore. Awareness is your armor, and it's the first step toward protecting your heart, your peace, and your energy. The real power of recognizing patterns is that it frees you from being trapped in someone else's choices. You stop wondering why people hurt you. You stop asking yourself if it was your fault. You stop replaying moments in your head trying to figure out what went wrong. You see clearly that this is about them, not you. And when you see it clearly, you begin to respond with intention, not reaction. You decide where to invest your energy. You decide who deserves a seat at your table and who has no place in your circle. There's also a silent strength in seeing the pattern early. Many people wait too long. They give second chances, third chances, fourth chances, hoping something will change. But the real lesson comes when you recognize the first signs and trust yourself enough to act. If someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Don't let loyalty, love, or fear of confrontation make you ignore what your intuition and experience are telling you. Life doesn't owe you repeated mistakes. It owes you lessons and growth. And recognizing patterns is one of the most powerful lessons you'll ever learn. Sometimes the awareness comes with pain, and that's okay. Pain is part of understanding the truth, but pain is also a teacher. It tells you you deserve better. You are worth more. Stop allowing people to treat you less than that. Think of it like training your mind and spirit. Every time you notice a pattern, every time you see the repetition, your boundaries strengthen. Your self-respect grows. Your energy becomes untouchable. You begin to operate at a level where manipulation and hurt no longer have power over you. Real life gives us plenty of examples. Look at people who rise above toxic circles. Business leaders, athletes, artists. They learn to recognize patterns in relationships, partnerships, and collaborations. They see early signs of deceit, exploitation, or disrespect, and they act before the situation consumes them. Their awareness protects not only their money, their time, and their reputation, but also their peace and potential. Recognizing the pattern is the first step to walking away from situations that don't serve you. It's the first step to reclaiming your life from people who intentionally hurt you. And here's something crucial. Recognizing the pattern doesn't mean you become cold or unfeeling. It means you love smarter. It means you protect yourself. It means you understand that your heart is precious and not everyone deserves access to it. When you finally see the repeated hurt for what it is, you stop replaying the same painful story. You stop giving people a chance to hurt you over and over. You stop giving your energy to those who don't value it. That clarity is freedom. That clarity is power. That clarity is the first victory in a life where your peace is non-negotiable. Every interaction you have carries weight. Every conversation, every meeting, every moment you spend with someone leaves an imprint on your mind, your heart, your spirit. And not all of these interactions are equal. Some elevate you, some drain you, and some quietly steal your peace without you even noticing. Most people don't understand this, but energy is the currency of life. Every ounce you give to someone who doesn't deserve it is energy you can't use to build yourself, your dreams, or your future. When you allow people who are toxic or manipulative to occupy your time, you're literally giving away pieces of yourself. Think about it for a second. How many times have you left a conversation feeling empty, frustrated, or exhausted, only to realize that the person you just spent an hour with was taking more than they were given? That exhaustion is not just emotional, it's physical. Studies have shown that consistent negativity in relationships can affect mental health and even impact your immune system. Putting your body under chronic stress, your energy is finite. You can't keep pouring it into people who are draining it while expecting to thrive. You have to protect it like you would protect the most valuable asset you own, because that's exactly what it is. Your life, your peace, your power. Imagine your life as a garden. Every thought, every emotion, every effort you invest is water, sunlight, and nutrients for that garden. Now imagine pouring all that care in the soil filled with weeds. The weeds choke your plants. They steal the resources meant for your growth. You may water it, nurture it, and still your garden struggles because the weeds are taking what is meant for you. That's exactly what toxic people do. They are the weeds in your life. They thrive on your energy, your kindness, your patience, and in the process, they stunt your growth. Protect your soil, protect your energy. If someone is taking more than they give, remove them before their toxicity spreads. Valuing your energy also means learning to say no without guilt. Most people are uncomfortable with confrontation or rejection, so they let others take advantage of them. They think saying no is selfish, but it's not. Saying no to people who drain your energy is saying yes to yourself. It's saying yes to your dreams, your goals, and your peace. Real life examples are everywhere. Think about an entrepreneur who constantly says yes to every demand, every meeting, every relationship that isn't mutually beneficial. They burn out. Their creativity dwindles, their ambition suffers. Now think about someone who carefully curates the people around them, who invests only in relationships that build, uplift, and inspire. Their energy compounds, their life multiplies. The difference is in knowing your worth and protecting your energy fiercely. And here's another truth that many people ignore. Energy is contagious. The people you spend time with influence how you feel, think, and act. Surround yourself with negativity, constant complaints, and manipulative behavior, and you start to absorb it. Your mindset shifts, your confidence wavers, and even your physical health can be affected. But when you spend your time with people who uplift, encourage, and inspire, your energy grows. You feel lighter, stronger, and more focused. This is why valuing your energy isn't selfish, it's strategic. It's the smartest move you can make for yourself. Let me break it down in a way that hits home. Every betrayal, every lie, every act of disrespect takes a piece of your peace. If you continue to allow the same people to occupy your mental and emotional space, you're giving them repeated access to your power. And power is the most valuable thing you have. Protecting it doesn't make you cold or distant. It makes you wise. It makes you intentional. Life is too short to give pieces of your spirit to people who will never appreciate them. In real life, this principle has been the difference between success and failure for countless people. Look at athletes, artists, and entrepreneurs who rise to greatness. They don't just train their bodies or their skills. They guard their energy fiercely. They recognize who deserves their time, who deserves their advice, who deserves their presence. They understand that one toxic person in their circle can undo months, even years of progress, and they take action before it's too late. You have to operate in the same way with your life. Your energy is sacred. Guard it, value it, prioritize it. This doesn't mean you ignore people entirely. It doesn't mean you shut yourself off from the world. It means you choose wisely. It means you invest where it matters and withdraw where it doesn't. It means walking away from drama, manipulation, and constant negativity before it infects your mind and heart. It means understanding that your peace is not negotiable, your growth is not negotiable, and your life is too valuable to waste on people who don't respect it. And here's the deeper truth. Valuing your energy is about self-respect. It's about recognizing that you deserve a life where your spirit isn't constantly tested, where your patience isn't constantly abused, where your trust isn't constantly betrayed. You are not obligated to pour yourself into someone else's chaos. You are not required to carry the weight of people who choose to hurt or manipulate you. Every moment you reclaim for yourself is a moment you invest in your own growth, your own peace, your own greatness. Think about the ripple effect. When you protect your energy, everything else in your life improves. Your focus sharpens, your relationships strengthen, your goals get closer, and your happiness grows. You stop reacting to every drama, every betrayal, every manipulation. You start acting intentionally. You start building a life that is yours, not one dictated by the whims and toxicity of others. Energy is not infinite, but it is powerful. Protect it, value it, and the world will respond to the strength you cultivate. At the end of the day, your energy is the foundation of everything you do. It fuels your dreams, your relationships, your creativity, and your resilience. If you allow people to drain it, you are essentially choosing to limit your own life. But if you guard it fiercely, if you value it above all, you open the door to opportunities, growth, and peace that you never thought possible. Life rewards those who protect their energy, not those who waste it on people who never deserved it in the first place. Life will test you in ways you don't always expect. People will come into your world, people you trust, people you love, and sometimes they will hurt you in ways that feel unbearable. And when that happens, your heart is the battlefield. You're torn between holding on and letting go, between anger and compassion, between punishment and peace. Forgiveness is one of the most misunderstood tools you have in life. Many think it means weakness, that it means allowing someone else to keep hurting you. But forgiveness is freedom. True forgiveness liberates your soul, frees your mind, and allows you to breathe again without the weight of someone else's actions pressing on your chest. Think about the people who have betrayed you. Maybe it was a friend who shared your secrets, someone you thought would stand by you through thick and thin. Maybe it was a partner who lied, who manipulated, who broke the trust you gave so freely. Maybe it was a coworker who took credit for your work, or a family member who dismissed your dreams. Whatever it was, the pain is real, and the temptation to hold on to anger is strong. But here's the truth. Carrying that anger, holding on to that resentment, keeping someone's betrayal in your heart doesn't punish them. It punishes you. It keeps you chained to a story that is no longer yours to live. Forgiveness is your way to cut those chains. But let me be clear, forgiveness does not mean giving someone another chance to hurt you. That's where most people get it wrong. They forgive, and then they go back to the same patterns, expecting the person who broke them to suddenly act differently. Forgiveness is not permission. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is a declaration that their actions will no longer have power over your life, that you are reclaiming your peace and choosing to live on your terms. It's the difference between giving someone the keys to your house and handing them the blueprints to your mind. Forgive so that your mind is free, but keep the lessons alive so your life is protected. I want you to think of someone you trusted deeply, someone who betrayed that trust. Maybe you confided in them during your darkest moments and they used it against you. Maybe you believed in their loyalty and they chose their selfishness instead. You have two options. You can carry that hurt forever, letting it weigh you down, or you can forgive them. Forgive them not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Forgive them so your heart doesn't become a prison. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks your own freedom. And yet, there's wisdom in remembering. Don't erase the lesson from your mind. Let the experience become a shield, a guide that prevents you from falling into the same trap twice. Think of forgiveness as fuel for your next move. You forgive, you release the burden, and then you use the clarity you gain to protect yourself, to rise higher, and to make better choices. Life is too short to remain chained to betrayal, but it's too precious to ignore the lessons it teaches. The people who hurt you on purpose are not just obstacles. They are teachers. They reveal your boundaries, your strengths, your weaknesses, and your resilience. Forgive to release, but remember to grow from what you've learned. Here's a real-life picture. Imagine an artist pouring their heart into their craft, trusting a collaborator with their vision. That collaborator betrays them, steals ideas, or undermines their work. The initial reaction is rage, heartbreak, and self-doubt. But forgiveness is not about excusing the betrayal. It's about reclaiming your energy. It's about saying, I refuse to let this break me. I will rise. I will create. I will thrive. And the lesson? Trust must be earned, not freely given. The forgiveness fuels their next creation. The memory of the betrayal protects them from repeating the same mistake. That's how you turn hurt into power. Forgiveness also teaches patience and perspective. When you forgive without forgetting, you understand the human capacity for both error and intention. You recognize that not everyone operates with the same integrity you hold. You begin to see patterns in behavior and learn to navigate life with sharper eyes and a steadier heart. You stop being naive in relationships. You stop being blind to red flags. And most importantly, you stop giving away pieces of yourself to people who will never respect them. Your peace becomes your most valuable possession, and forgiveness is how you defend it without carrying the weight of anger. And the beauty of this process is that it doesn't just protect you, it elevates you. When you forgive, you are choosing to focus your energy on building, creating, and living fully, rather than being consumed by what was taken from you. Every betrayal, every lie, every act of deception you encounter is a test of how much you value your life, your purpose, and your growth. Forgiveness allows you to pass that test with dignity. You don't become weak, you become strong in ways that anger and revenge could never teach. Your heart grows resilient, your mind grows sharper, your spirit grows unshakable. Think of forgiveness as a tool that transforms your pain into momentum. When you release the burden, you move forward unencumbered. You no longer replay the hurt. You no longer rehash the betrayal. And you no longer let someone else's choices dictate your happiness. And yet the memory of what happened becomes a map. It shows you where boundaries are needed, who deserves your trust, and how to navigate the people you encounter in the future. The lesson is preserved, the fuel is harnessed, and your life becomes richer, stronger, and wiser because of it. Forgiveness without forgetting also builds self-respect. It sends a clear message to yourself and to the world. I will not allow anyone to break me and walk away untouched. I honor my own peace and protect it fiercely. Every time you forgive, but remember, you reinforce the fact that you are in control of your life. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are not a prisoner of other people's action. You are the architect of your own destiny, and your heart, mind, and spirit are yours to guard with intention. And here's the ultimate truth. When you forgive and don't forget, you reclaim your narrative. You take the pain, the betrayal, and the hurt, and you turn it into wisdom, strength, and power. You don't seek revenge. You don't look for payback. You don't linger in bitterness. You rise above, you grow, and you build a life so full of purpose and clarity that the people who once tried to break you become irrelevant in the story of your success. The lesson sticks, the fuel drives you, and your peace becomes untouchable. So forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve it. Let the lesson stay alive so you don't repeat the cycle. Let the pain transform into wisdom. Let the hurt evolve into a shield, and let forgiveness become the engine that propels you forward. Life will always give you opportunities to forgive. Life will always give you moments to learn and grow. But the combination of both, letting go and remembering, turns hurt into a weapon you wield in your own favor. It protects your heart, it elevates your spirit, and it ensures that you move through this world unshaken, unbroken, and unstoppable. Life will constantly test you, and one of the hardest lessons to learn is that not everyone deserves access to your time, your energy, or your spirit. We live in a world where people will demand pieces of us without consideration, where their needs, their drama, and their selfishness can pull us off our path if we're not careful. That's why boundaries are essential. Boundaries are not walls to isolate yourself or reject the world. They are fortresses to protect your growth, your peace, and your purpose. They are the structures you build to ensure that your energy is spent only where it creates value, not where it is wasted on chaos or toxicity. Think about this. Every yes you give, every obligation you accept, every conversation you engage in has a cost. It costs your time, your energy, your focus, your peace. And when you say yes to someone who drains you, who manipulates you, who doesn't respect your life or your efforts, you are literally giving away parts of yourself that you can never get back. Boundaries are not just about rejecting negativity. They are about preserving your power and your future. They are about saying, I value myself enough to protect what is mine. I will not allow anyone to take more than they give, and I will not let anyone dictate my energy or my path. One of the most powerful things about boundaries is that they allow you to say no without guilt. Most people feel obligated to say yes to every request, every favor, every demand because they fear judgment, rejection, or disappointing others. But here's the truth. Saying yes to people who drain you is saying no to yourself. Every time you prioritize someone else's needs over your own, you chip away at your potential, your focus, and your growth. Saying no is not selfish. It is strategic. It is self-respect in action. It is your way of making sure that your life is built around your purpose, not other people's agendas. Let's make it real. Imagine a high-achieving entrepreneur, someone driven to reach the next level of success. At first, they are pulled in every direction. They answer every call, respond to every text, attend every meeting, even when it drains them and distracts them from their own goals. Their progress is slow because they are carrying everyone else's energy, everyone else's drama, and everyone else's expectations. But when they start setting boundaries, when they limit contact with negative people, when they refuse to engage in conversations that pull them back into conflict, when they prioritize their own schedule and focus, they double their productivity. Their success doesn't come from working harder. It comes from protecting their time, their focus, and their energy. Boundaries are the invisible guard that allows your potential to thrive. Boundaries are also a statement to the world about what you accept and what you refuse. They are not just protective, they are declarative. When you set boundaries, you are telling the people around you that your energy is valuable, your time is sacred, and your peace is non-negotiable. You are no longer available to those who will exploit or manipulate you. You are no longer accessible to those who thrive on your chaos. Your boundaries communicate a truth that words alone cannot. That your life, your growth, and your purpose are priorities. And anyone who does not respect that is not welcome in your inner circle. Building boundaries requires courage. It is uncomfortable at first. People will test them. They will try to push you past the limits you set. Some will get angry, resentful, or manipulative, but that discomfort is temporary. The freedom it creates is permanent. Every time you enforce a boundary, you reinforce your own strength. You show yourself in the world that you will not compromise your peace or your progress. You learn to navigate life with intention, to invest your energy wisely, and to operate at a higher level than those who let themselves be pulled in every direction. Boundaries are not static, they evolve as you grow. As your goals expand, as your self-respect deepens, and as your understanding of what serves you becomes clearer, your boundaries should adjust. You may start with small boundaries, saying no to unnecessary commitments or toxic conversations. Over time, you will expand them to protect your relationships, your mental health, and your career. Boundaries become a reflection of your growth, a map of your self-worth, and a blueprint for the life you are building. A real-life example shows this in action. There was a professional who constantly gave in to everyone around him, friends, colleagues, and even family members. He was exhausted, frustrated, and stuck. Once he began setting boundaries, answering only to priorities that aligned with his goals, limiting contact with negative influences, and refusing to carry the weight of people who were unwilling to respect his space, his life transformed. His relationships became healthier because he only kept those who added value. His career advanced because his energy was focused on his own vision. His peace became unshakable because he refused to let anyone dictate it. Boundaries did not isolate him, they empowered him. And here's the most important lesson. Boundaries are a form of self-love. They are a declaration that you value your own life, your growth, and your peace above the temporary discomfort of saying no. They protect your mental and emotional health, which directly impacts your physical health, your creativity, and your ability to thrive. Life will always have people who test your patience, who drain your energy, and who challenge your focus. Boundaries give you the tools to navigate that life without being derailed. They give you the power to engage when it serves you and to withdraw when it doesn't. They are the framework that ensures you live life intentionally rather than reactively. Think of boundaries like a fortress. A fortress does not exist to keep the world out entirely. It exists to protect what is valuable inside. It allows the people who are aligned with your mission, your purpose, and your energy to enter safely. It keeps out those who would steal, sabotage, or diminish what you are building. And the stronger your fortress, the more your potential can expand without interference. Every boundary you enforce strengthens that fortress. Every moment you prioritize your energy reinforces it. Every yes you give intentionally and every no you give courageously adds another brick to the structure that safeguards your future. Boundaries also teach people how to treat you. When you allow disrespect, you train others that your energy is disposable. When you enforce boundaries, you communicate clearly that your time, your peace, and your life are valuable. People learn what is acceptable and what is not. You are no longer a passive participant in your life. You are the architect. You are the one designing your circle, shaping your relationships, and protecting your energy. Boundaries do not just protect you, they elevate you, your life, and everything you are building. At the end of the day, building boundaries like fortresses is about power. It is about taking control of your life, your energy, and your future. It is about refusing to allow anyone else's chaos to dictate your peace or progress. It is about saying no without guilt, protecting what is yours, and investing your energy where it matters most. Boundaries are not limitations, they are liberation. They are not barriers, they are bridges to a higher level of life. And when you build them, enforce them, and honor them, you create a life where your growth is unstoppable, your peace is unshakable, and your potential is limitless. Life will throw pain at you in ways that feel unfair, in ways that make you want to lash out, to get even, to prove yourself to the people who doubted you. But here's the truth. Chasing revenge is a trap. It keeps you tied to the person who hurt you, it drains your energy, and it distracts you from the bigger mission of your life. Hurt people spend their time plotting payback. Powerful people spend their time building, creating, and elevating. When someone tries to knock you down, the most effective response isn't anger or retaliation. It's growth, it's progress, it's success that they can't take away and can't diminish. Elevation is the ultimate form of revenge because it proves without a single word that their actions did not define you or your future. Think about this carefully. When you focus on getting even, your mind is stuck in the past. You are reliving the pain, replaying the betrayal, and giving that person energy long after they've stopped thinking about you. Meanwhile, your life is moving forward, whether you're ready or not. The people who achieve greatness understand that energy is precious. Every hour, every thought, every ounce of effort should be spent building themselves, not dismantling someone else. The pain you've endured can either break you or fuel you. It's your choice. The decision to elevate yourself, to channel hurt into growth, is the difference between living a life defined by others and living a life defined by your own vision. Look at history. Look at real examples of people who faced immense criticism, betrayal, or setbacks. They didn't waste energy on revenge. They poured every ounce of it into their craft, their purpose, and their growth. Athletes, artists, and entrepreneurs have long understood this. You see, Michael Jordan didn't obsess over the critics, the doubters, or the teammates who underestimated him. He practiced harder, he played smarter, and he built a legacy that still speaks for itself decades later. Every insult, every slight, every betrayal became fuel, not distraction. He understood that the only thing that matters is your own progress, your own elevation in the life you are building. Your energy is a tool, and how you use it determines your trajectory. When someone hurts you, it's tempting to spend time and emotion on them, to think about what they did, to analyze it, to plot how you might get back at them. But here's the truth. That energy could be spent building your health, your skills, your career, your relationships, and your vision. Every moment spent on revenge is a moment stolen from your future. Elevation is about redirecting that energy towards something productive, something lasting, something that grows into a life the people who hurt you can't touch. Success, peace, and happiness are the ultimate statements, louder than words, stronger than anger, and more permanent than vengeance. Real life gives us countless examples. Think about an entrepreneur whose ideas were stolen, whose work was disrespected, or whose efforts were undermined. They could dwell on it, lash out, or seek revenge. But the ones who rise above channel the pain into refining their craft, expanding their reach, and building empires. They understand that revenge is temporary, but success is lasting. The energy that could have gone into anger goes into mastery. The resentment that could have consumed them instead becomes focus, discipline, and power. That's how you turn hurt into a weapon for elevation, not destruction. Elevating yourself also means protecting your mental and emotional health. Revenge keeps your mind tied to negativity. It keeps you replaying moments that don't serve your growth. Elevation requires clarity of thought, focus on your goals, and commitment to your future. Every time you choose to channel pain into progress, you are choosing freedom over captivity. You are choosing to define your life on your terms, rather than letting someone else's actions dictate your peace. Elevation is about being too busy building your empire, too focused on your purpose, and too committed to your growth to be consumed by bitterness or revenge. Another critical element of elevation is the ripple effect it creates. When you rise above the people who hurt you, you set a standard for yourself and others. You teach your circle, your community, and even your enemies that your life is guided by purpose, not emotion. Your growth becomes an example, your success becomes a lesson, and your peace becomes a shield. People will talk, they will speculate, they will judge, but your life will move forward in ways that prove the only validation you need comes from yourself. That is power, that is freedom, that is elevation. Think about it in practical terms. When someone cuts you off, insults you, betrays your trust, or undermines your efforts, the instinct is to react. But the instinct that truly serves you is to pause, to assess, and to redirect that energy into building yourself. That could mean investing in your skills, focusing on your health, nurturing meaningful relationships, or pursuing opportunities you've been putting off. Every choice you make to elevate yourself strengthens your foundation and distances you from the negativity that tried to hold you down. It's a conscious act of self-respect and strategy. Elevation is also a long-term play. Revenge satisfies a short-term craving. It's fleeting, temporary, and ultimately hollow. Elevation is lasting. It builds legacies, it strengthens character, and it positions you for opportunities that those who seek revenge will never understand. When you elevate yourself, you demonstrate that your life is bigger than any slight, any betrayal, and any obstacle. You rise above the noise, the drama, and the distraction, and you do it with intention and dignity. Here's another example from real life. A person who was betrayed in a business partnership. They could have spent months plotting payback, filing lawsuits, or trying to publicly humiliate the other person. But instead, they chose elevation. They doubled down on their own vision, expanded their business, invested in themselves, and focused on creating opportunities. Within a year, they had built something larger and more influential than the partnership they lost. The person who wronged them faded into irrelevance while their own success spoke volumes. That is the power of elevation. That is how you turn hurt into progress and pain into a platform. At the heart of this principle is self-mastery. Elevation is about controlling your mind, directing your energy, and refusing to let anyone else dictate the trajectory of your life. It's about understanding that success, peace, and happiness are forms of revenge far more potent than anger or retaliation. It's about living a life that is unshakable, unstoppable, and undeniable. Every time you choose elevation over revenge, you reclaim your power, your focus, and your future. Every time you choose growth over resentment, you add momentum to your journey. And the most important truth is this: your life is bigger than anyone else's actions. No betrayal, no insult, no act of hurt has the power to define you unless you allow it. Elevate yourself, channel the pain, and use it to fuel your ambition. Let your achievements, your peace, and your happiness be the loudest response to anyone who tried to diminish you. It's like when you do this, revenge becomes unnecessary because your life itself becomes the answer, louder and stronger than any act of retaliation could ever be. The ultimate message is clear. Hurt people focus on getting even, but powerful people focus on getting ahead. Every setback, every betrayal, every moment of pain is an opportunity to rise, to grow, and to elevate yourself. Don't waste energy on people who don't value you. Don't give them the satisfaction of your anger or your attention. Instead, invest in yourself, in your growth, and in your future. Elevate and let the life you create speak louder than words ever could. Remember this: those who hurt you on purpose are giving you the clearest signal. Walk away, guard your heart, and rise. Life is too short to replay pain. Every step you take towards self-respect, every boundary you set, every ounce of energy you protect, it compounds, it builds a legacy. Don't give them another chance. Protect your peace, protect your grind, and live a life that proves the hurt was never bigger than your power.